This is the first tournament battle I'm going to be showcasing from the Age of Charlemagne, and it's the first tournament that I know of. I unfortunately wasn't able to join it myself because I didn't know about it. But Poccopacs sent me this battle, and it's between Poccopacs and Ultramarine, so it should be a good one. And I noticed that quite a few of the old-time Total War competitive players joined this tournament, which is cool to see. Hopefully I will be able to get some more replays. If you were in the tournament and you have some replays from it, I would absolutely love to cast them. And just to mention, I have been receiving a lot of viewer submitted replays, and I haven't, hello bird, I haven't been able to upload them all because I've had very little time, and as you know, I do prioritize tournament battles because they are time sensitive. But if you've submitted a battle, there's a good chance that I will upload it eventually. It might just take some time. So, the Lombards here being brought. We have 4 Lombard axemen. Then we have 2 Gestalt Knights. On the flanks we have some more Lombard horsemen. Very little armor, but decent stats. Spearmen, Levy axemen, and Lombard lancers. Very low armor, very low melee defense, but they are shock cav, light shock cav. One of the few shock cav units in the game. In the front we have a front line of 3 Levy archers. For Mercia we have feared spearmen on the flanks, we have horsemen, also very low armor. Feared archers, 4 of those. Wow, we have 6 feared archers, so max 6 of the same, I guess. Royal companions here. Then we have line of Thanes, very cost effective sword infantry. Thanes and Royal Thanes. Feared spears, and that's it. That's it for Mercia. Now the Lombards do start off on a small elevated position here, but I guess both players are attackers in this tournament, because if not, then Mercia could, then the Lombards could just camp this hill. So in terms of army composition, a significant skirmish advantage for Mercia, but Mercia's cavalry isn't the greatest. So these horsemen could find themselves outmatched. There are only 4 cavalry units here, and there are significantly more cavalry units for the Lombards. Now the Lombards do have a bit of a problem, because the Lombards cannot engage if Mercia decides to shield wall and pour the fire into the units while they flank. Then Mercia could do a lot of damage to the Lombards. And these cav units could be rendered ineffective very, very quickly with the fire from these archers, the select archers. But the Levy archers are getting some shots off as well. Now some feared archers, some select archers, a slight difference in damage, or a significant difference in damage between them, but not that much of a difference in armor. So this is good for the Lombards. Getting these guys to fire on the skirmishers is very useful. These flanks are quite nice for the Lombards if used effectively, because they can engage both the spears and they can engage the cavalry. And winning the flanks here is going to be extremely important in allowing the Lombards to get at the skirmishers. And as you probably notice here, the pace is a bit slower than what we're used to seeing in Attila, because now you cannot expect cavalry to just smash into the infantry and knock the entire unit down, take no losses pulling out, and just win the battle for you. So you have to use cavalry a lot more intelligently, which I like that. Looks like we're going to get a cav engagement early here, so let's see. Flanking attack on the spearmen, not the best attack there by the horsemen. These horsemen are going to do a lot of damage to the levy axemen, but look at the horsemen here pulling out. They are taking so many casualties, getting a follow-up charge here on the Lombard horse, so nice micro, but this isn't Attila. So this horseman should be dead. But this allows that free cav unit of Mercia to swing around and go for the skirmishers here, the third archers. Now the horsemen are moving out, trying to intercept, but the horsemen are going to get smashed by the shock cav. So Mercia is rapidly losing cavalry. This cav unit is going to die, and they didn't get that many kills, although they charged multiple units. They didn't get that many kills. The Lombard horsemen being able to maneuver around, because now there are no cav units here to stop them. So that's the issue with having this many skirmishers. Shield wall being used here to reduce the damage taken from skirmishers. So the Lombard horsemen managed to get some kills, but it wasn't that good. And now they're taking a lot of fire from all of the archers. Wow. They are dropping insanely fast. Point blank fire from these archers, just shredding the cav units. This cav unit as well is in trouble. It managed to charge the Royal Companions and do some damage, but pulling out, look at how much damage the cav unit takes pulling out. You just cannot use cavalry like it was Attila, because this cav unit is gone. Now the feared spearmen are getting hammered by the levy axes. The Thanes should be able to do well against the axes, as long as the axes don't get a charge on the Thanes, and it doesn't look like they are going to get the charge on the Thanes. Moving around the back here, we have the flanks. The feared spearmen were defeated, as predicted. Then the horsemen also get defeated, and now the Lombards are gaining in this battle, because the cavalry is mostly gone for Mercia, and it's only a matter of time before these units can be used to just hold these units in place, because these units are on shield wall, so you don't want to engage Royal Thanes and Thanes in shield wall. The axemen are going to lose, but essentially you need to treat the shield wall like you would treat a pike line. You would either fire on it, but they have a very good missile block chance, or you would just get rid of everything else, and then you can start engaging the shield walls. So if the Lombards do that in this battle, then they're going to be absolutely fine. But the Lombard horsemen are taking damage. There is a free horseman unit here. It flank charges the Lombard horsemen. But now the Lombard horsemen charge into the flank here, and there are more than enough free units to go and get at these skirmishers. The skirmishers, I'm fairly certain the skirmishers are going to die soon. Thanes doing well here against the levy axemen and the cavalry. So yeah, here come the shock cav, and boom! That's a game-winning charge right there. Now the kills are starting to pile up. Still losing men on the disengage, so they need to cycle charge really quickly. The Lombard general way out on the flanks here, and wisely the Lombards are not engaging the shield walls and just sending the cavalry in to herd these skirmishers into the kill zone. And now the skirmishers are not going to be able to fire effectively. They're going to get mopped up, and the skirmishers were the only chance of victory that Mercia had against the Lombards. So yeah, cav unit after cav unit, even though they're depleted, just rolling in and smashing all of the skirmish units. So cavalry is still very, very important. And I like how the Lombards are just avoiding the shield walls and killing everything else. These units completely zoned out. So when the Lombards have when the Lombards have both cavalry, skirmishers and infantry left, the shield walls are going to break. Yeah, the Levy Axemen getting nice kills, but the Gestalt Knights got a lot of skirmish kills here. The Gestalt Guardsmen finishing off a skirmish unit, and now there are really no skirmishers left on the field for Mercia that can do anything. Complete chaos. And these Thanes are holding, but they're going to get smashed now by cav charges. So let's see how well the cav does on the charge here. Yeah, the Thanes are dropping, but that 100 charge bonus is damaging them. And firing into the blob now to try to break these units, and it did break them. But these units need to stop firing because they're going to be killing a lot of their own cav units. Seems like they've stopped firing, and now they should switch to heavy shot and just fire. The Royal Thanes are in shield wall in the forest.
We have gained the upper hand.
So sort of boxing up here. But even though they are in shield wall, because they are concentrated like this, a lot of the arrows are going to be hitting and causing damage. But the Lombards have more than enough units and more than enough maneuverability to just pick the angles, fire into the unshielded side, fire into the backs of the unit. There's just absolutely no way for Mercia now. And it's nice to see such a balanced army from the Lombards do so well, because Mercia banking on fairly expensive sword units and light cavalry support, but I think it was a max 4 of the same in this battle actually, because if not, I think Lombards would the Mercia would bring additional horsemen. Making a wedgie box here, or a triangular box. The Royal Thanes are dropping a bit at least. Breaking a shield wall box like this is exceptionally hard with only melee units. If you had big axes, it would be no problem whatsoever. But with the units that the Lombards have left, it's not that easy. So in my opinion, the skirmishers should just move up really close and fire point blank into the backs of these units. Even though they are in shield wall and even though they are in the forest, I think they would get a lot more kills than firing at almost extreme range. Because there's nothing these guys can do about it, even though if they start trying to run after the skirmishers, then they're out of shield wall, and when they're out of shield wall, the Lombard axemen can do reasonably well against them. A big charge bonus for the Lombard axes.
The men are running. Stand and fight, damn you!
A unit routed for the Lombards. They just didn't feel good about what's going on. So a bit questionable routing there. Oh, they came back. This is the last stand of the Mercians.
Our men are breaking up. Kill the filthy bastards!
Screenshot time. Ooh, here comes the flaming shot. That is screenshot time. Burning tree and all. And here comes the charge. Sending in the Lombard axemen. against the shield wall. Now these units have taken prior hit point damage, so they are going to be losing against the Lombard Axemen on the charge here.
Running from the enemy.
And just sending in units all over. This is an epic ending to the battle. Just getting surrounded by axes. And look at this little blue circle here. Now units are starting to break, and yeah, once the triangle breaks, then other units are going to start breaking rapidly as well. But as you can see, the Lombard Axemen, they are losing decisively against these shield wall units, against the Royal Thanes. And the Royal Thanes, look at the kills increasing. They're swinging at 60 melee damage here, so they're killing units quickly. But the problem is there's just not enough of them. So they're all going to break eventually, and now the cavalry comes in. The Royal Companions wavering. This is due to army losses mainly. So very nice army there from Poccopacs, and he used it extremely well, I think. Very balanced. Spears, skirmishers, cavalry. Some of the cavalry does exceptionally well, but those are the units that killed the skirmishers here. And the Royal Thanes and Thanes held reasonably well. I'm fairly certain there was a max 4 of the same in this battle. I said max 6 of the same to begin with, but here we have the 4 Lombard horse. So 8 cav units for the Kingdom of the Lombards. 8 cav units, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Oh, 9 cav units actually, and 8 infantry, 3 skirmishers, whereas the Kingdom of Mercia had 6 skirmishers and only 4 cav units. And when you have 4 cav units versus 9, it didn't matter as much in the infantry engagement, but it mattered a lot in the cavalry managing to shut down this very dangerous skirmish line of Mercia. So very nice battle. We're going to be following Poccopacs in some of his other battles in the tournament. So I'm really looking forward to that, because the pace is so nice for Age of Charlemagne. Strength and honor.